everybody, and welcome back to the Manga Monday podcast, where I go through a chapter with my man Luke Hollywood. What up, Luke?
Oh, what up, Jim?
I go through the chapter, Luke. Remember that as
I'm
we
just sitting back, relaxing.
You're just sitting back, making your noises, as you do. Oh my goodness! But we're going to be going through something that's kind of a little bit different, I guess, than we usually do. You can say it's a little shoujo. Actually,
shoujo and
full out, right? You can also say that it's in full color.
Ooh.
And maybe it's a little sus. I don't know. We're going to have to figure that out. But I won't reveal exactly what it is just yet, though. It is in the title of the podcast. So we'll play the game as I tell you. Please go over to our Twitter at WeirdManga. Follow us and we'll follow you back. And then go to our Patreon, patreon.com/WeirdScienceManga, where you can get up to 8 episodes early access to our Manga Monday show that you're listening to right now, but also early access to our reading clubs. All of them. Oh, my goodness gracious. And maybe even some other little surprises, but also remember to, just as we throw this out, we are the Weird Science family, a podcast, a family, not a network, Luke.
Bada bing.
And we have our very weekly review show, so check that out every Wednesday, where we review a bunch of the chapters that come out each and every week, hot off the presses. But let's get into this, Luke. And we say it all the time, but I don't think this is going to be one of our longer episodes. I know it jinxes us, but I'm going to do it. Yeah, this is going to be tough, but tell us what we're talking about.
Well, this week we are discussing the not so hot off the presses, but it kind of is in the TV presses. We just figured that out.
TVs don't have presses, Luke.
I don't know how that works, but it is the Romantic Killer, written and illustrated by the Wataru Mimoses, first published digitally. This is a digital Jump Plus Joichi. Oh my goodness. From July 2019 to June 2020. And as soon as I read that, I got alarm bells. Because there's only 4 volumes for this. And I don't know if it's just like the story wrapped up naturally in 4 volumes, or maybe...
I don't get it.
I'm
already getting upset. Like something that we talk about all the time. It's like just a Sakamoto Days. Or even like a Mashal. Like these things have chapters behind them and people and they don't have anything going on just yet. So why did this get an anime? I don't get it. Or
banger.
I don't know. I guess maybe the idea of it is just so great. We'll figure that out, because I don't think you'll agree with that either. But any other info?
So it was published in English by the Viz Media, and we have it on the Shonen Jump and the Manga Plus app. And once again, questions there too, because we got some funny schedules going with the Manga Plus, dropping chapters every 2 weeks when you can already read the first 9 on the Shonen Jump, which is very odd altogether. Well, I don't do the businesses over there, so I don't know how things be running. But it causes some question marks to appear. But last of all, we do have an anime adaptation, which is why this is going to be hot off the press, by Studio Domerica, which is an interesting name, released on Netflix in October 2022. So right now, hot off the press,
a couple days ago, they said. I might try to check it out.
Maybe.
This is the thing that we have to have the debate. Is this going to be hot off the presses? Are we going to put this right up because of that? Because I don't know that it's ever going to be as hot as the time it is right now. I don't see nobody
down at the 5 and 9.
No.
Discuss it. Like, they're not going to be discussing it 6 months from now or tomorrow either.
I almost want to put it out there now, hot off the presses, just to see if we're wrong or maybe laugh. I don't know. Yeah, a little experiment.
If we're wrong, I don't want to be right.
Well, that is true. If we're right, I don't want to be wrong. You know what I'm saying.
Hello.
And so this is different. It is a shoujo. It is in color.
Full color.
It's one of those things where when you go the opposite way, it's real nice to get a color page. You end up all that stuff. That's cool. Cover,
when it's all color, it doesn't feel so special.
No, I don't know. It feels like I'm cheating. I'm cheating on somebody. I feel like I need to apologize or actually sneak and look at it. But it does end up where it's funny, because when it happens, you almost feel the opposite of what people who don't want to get into manga. Oh, it's black and white.
Yeah.
By the time you get to this, if you've been reading a bunch, you realize that that's bull crap. The idea that the art And then you realize how good it really is. Like, maybe they throw that out here like, hey, check this out, people. You want this out? Yeah. And you're like, no. I want to get back to the black and white.
It is
and
very odd to have, like, as we were discussing before we started recording, this almost feels like a webcomic. You know,
it feels
this
like
is a shoujo on the Shonen Jump app. And usually me and you are Team Shoujo, Jim. We love the sparkles. We love all that. We hardly ever get to discuss them. But so I thought this would be a shoo-in. This would be banger guaranteed. Little did I know it's not the case. But I suppose we'll have to get into it to find out, Jim.
How dare you?
I was going to get the banger. You'll be surprised. I actually don't mind this. I just end up at the end feeling like it's incomplete, feeling like we don't get enough. I do like Anzu, the lead character, and you're kind of playing that deal of, hey, look, yeah, it's a girl and it's a shoujo, but she just like the boys. She's likes to play the games.
The other girls. She liked the video games and the chocolates and the kitties.
She basically has avoided any sort of romance, even though, at one point you're talking about, like, I don't know, 7-year-old. Then she's 10. So, okay. But she avoids any sort of romance.
Karaoke
she ends up
with the guys.
It even feels like she avoids friendship after a little bit because the girls, the gossip girls, or if you would like to call them the karaoke girls in the middle school, hey, you want to go play the karaoke? Sorry, too busy. And then when they walk away, they're like, what a jerk. Probably call her all sorts of names. But she ends up loving chocolate, not romance.
Indeed.
She loves video games. She loves her cat. She ends up talking about this cat in the way of, I just want to see its face. I'm like, you are obsessed. Holy moly. But she says romance was never part of my plan. And then you end up having that, cool little deal at the beginning where we're going to have like a flash forward. Oh my God, look at what happened, because she is straddling a hot dude. And then she even says, I don't want that. So why am I straddling a hot guy? Well, you'll have to wait and see. And then we get into it. And I'll tell you, if the artist here can do it all as good as this, chapter page, the big chapter page cover, it's really good. I mean, that is the best that we're going to see here, which a lot of times it would be. But once you get to the regular art, it just kind of feels a little less than what we're used to.
Even that, like, just that page turn, like from that chapter page and then to the next, you just see, it's a downgrade.
And this isn't just us. I saw and I read a lot of the comments in Manga Plus, and this is like a web comic. This shouldn't be even on the app. People are going on and on.
Shade.
Even maybe getting even worse. I'd like to seek out. God, they didn't get that bad, but they end up where it just. I think that the problem is it's too much of a difference all around. It's a shoujo. It's also in color. It's also
a lot
very
to
cutesy.
adjust to. And like we know the crew of Manga Plus, like they've been reading a lot of funky stuff, but this is definitely a lot of a big departure from what they're used to, perhaps.
And it's in a shonen magazine type app and whatnot. So how is this going to work? But she ends up where everything's going great. I mean, she just got her new video game from I don't even know what that says there. Amazon.
Savannas. Oh, Savannah. Oh, hello.
So you end up where the Savannah delivers her video game. She's like, this is great. This is something that I did as a younger guy. And it's funny because you even get a mention and a little bit of some of the game characters, and one of the things is a Metal Gear Solid deal, and I would have done that for a new Metal Gear Solid. It was more for me
from the Savannas.
It was more for me I would go to the store, but I would end up getting every Final Fantasy. I said to you, and I told a bunch of people at points in the past, I used to take my vacation when I was a single guy, just a young single guy, that it would revolve around when the next Final Fantasy came out, and I would take a week off to play it and just play it the whole weekend and get all the snacks and all the stuff. So I'm down, right? I'm wondering why this cat, Momohiki, that it even lives. I think that she would forget about that stupid cat, but
you don't be eating the chocolate cake.
Oh yeah, she's got the chocolate cake, and then out of nowhere she falls. She falls into pretty much just a generic gray room.
Sus gray room.
And from how I think you described this to me at one point, and I kind of had I thought we were going to get an isekai / shoujo. Whoa. I thought she was going to be in the game. I thought that it was going to be like I was a girl who cared less about romance until I ended up in the dungeon. I'm like, all right, when I became the vending machine in the dungeon. No. So I thought that's what it was about. I'm like, okay, that I get it. And that's where the problem I have with, if you have that generic, it's a generic start. It really is, right? So you don't really get much of anything. When she ends up in this room, I'm thinking, all right, now she's in the game. It'll explain itself as we go. But no, she's just going to be in the regular world. And that seems a little off. It just because she ends up meeting Magic Fairy Riri.
Oh, great.
Who ends up being like a chibi looking thing.
I'm telling you, like this dress looks like I drew it. And I'm no artist. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, it's cute enough. It shows it shows up, and it has the sparkles and the flowers. And she's like, "Oh no, what's going on?" And she is the chosen one. I started thinking, I get the concept. This is the whole play. It's this Magic Fairy Riri lives in the Magic Japan.
Great. Very plain-looking Magic Japan. Oh, jeez.
Magic Japan's on top, Tokyo Underworld underneath.
Yeah, that's how it works.
I actually thought maybe this would have played out better. Yeah, the video games, all right, but we're not using that. Why aren't we using something like a manga? And then the play would be that she doesn't like the shoujo, but, you know, and oh my God, now I'm in this. And Crazy. She would know some of the tropes a bit. Yeah. She seems to. I mean, it seems like she's also a manga fan. She seems to know the stuff, but the video game stuff really doesn't play out yet. And I think that maybe a push towards a manga fan might have been a little better because of the tropes and stuff they're going to use. But you end up where Magic Fairy Riri says, listen, we're having problems. There's not a lot of kids being born, and it gets a little convoluted here. It's basically the Magic Japan here, the Japan above. They end up having these guys that are fueled by the magic of the children's
hearts, innocent human hearts.
Yeah, I'm expecting this is almost like that, you know, the urban legend stuff where we find out that old Magic Fairy Riri, he drinks the, you know, blood of young children or something, or their spine fluid.
Spooky.
But ends up saying, you people who end up not wanting to date, romance isn't in the cards, you end up liking all these other things. You're done screwing us.
No babies.
We need this stuff. And really what...
lack of screwing.
Yeah, lack of screwing, really. And really what it comes down to, I mean, to a cute little... You said it's not drawn great, but a cute little fairy who just is like, listen there, B. I need to get paid, baby. I need the monies.
Money's is monies.
Money's is monies, and I'm not getting no paycheck. And all of a sudden, if it's not bad enough,
Magic Japan.
If there is Magic Japan, as if it's not hard enough now after the shutdown and having people, you know, get laid off, Luke, and you end up where it happens in Magic Japan.
Oh no!
Oh my goodness! It's
makes like you want to go to Tokyo Underworld.
Yeah, really. At least Tokyo Underworld, you know what you got.
Yeah, you know,
you're there. You're
stable business people. And executing. You know, that's a rock solid.
You end up where this whole play then is that they're going to do this little experiment, and you end up. Magic Fairy Riri seems to be like part. It's almost like the businessman, office worker fairy. We have our department, and then the other departments, but they're going down. I'm like, okay, I kind of get it, but it's not that. Everything is very surface level
very
and generic at this. But I still like Anzu, the lead character. But she's always like, and she's this guy, what a jerk, you know. But the big play is he's going to put the simulation type game type deal in this, where you know he waves his magic wand. That sounds a little sus, but it's not. And then says you're going to end up meeting a ton of hot dudes. That's the thing. I mean, really, isn't that everybody's dream?
Yeah, most of the time it'd be happy days. But this girl, she only cares about the chocolates, the video games, and the kitties.
And then he ends up saying, we're going to get rid, and this is where I sent you a picture, because you kind of spell out the rule. Listen, you don't need distractions. We need you to make it. Really, it comes down to we need you to get laid and make some babies.
Yeah, like straight away.
Make the babies.
The sooner the better, really.
Yeah. It's all about romance. It's not about morals. So you end up where, okay, we're going to end up taking everything away from you that would be a distraction. That means your chocolate, your video games, and your cat. Those are the three things that you go in. Oh, no. I'd love it. It's like she loves that cat so much, and they list it. Chocolate, games, cat. Oh, no, not the chocolate. Cat's looking there like, really?
At the bottom.
Like just shaking its head. And that's going to be the deal then. Now you're going to end up, I mean, running into guys. Guys are going to come at you. You get the pick, you do it. You don't really get that just yet, but you end up where, boom, okay, we're there. So then she just, after all that, we even get past the idea of the three things they're taking. And she goes, wait a second.
What?
You're going to take my chocolate, my video games, and my cat? And then he explains it again. And this really got me. It's only one panel, but he's like, yeah, those are the three things that will end up distracting you. We already got this, but says we're going to keep those away. And you wonder, like, how are they going to do that? You're going to kill the cat. You're going to make it is kind of funny when you see it's almost like that idea. If you have heard that theory of our lives being a simulation, where there's people who think that if hey, just because I was thinking about wanting this, and then all of a sudden it's there. It's these kind of coincidences, but people think. So in this, though, it pretty much is a simulation. They are going to actively make sure that different things aren't happening or going on. One of them is pretty funny because it's something we talked about. But he then just starts talking. It's like, hey, listen, your cat, you need a boyfriend. You can't love your cat plus the chocolate. That's going to make you have acne and you're going to get fat.
Oh, no.
That's what we heard at the beginning from the Gossip Girls.
Yeah.
So it's nothing new. But then also, we know if you have the video games, you're going to blow off the dates.
Oh.
Maybe that would help, Luke. I don't.
What games you played?
What a better icebreaker is than blowing off the date. I mean, seriously. But yeah, she says, who needs hot guys? I don't need hot guys.
Speak for yourself, lady. Oh my goodness.
I mean, when you see this guy and he's just got a deal and hot, for some reason, the next page, I'm like, was that like supposed to look like her dad? What's that look like her dad? Things are going weird.
Sexy here. Postman? Get his job in the States? Oh my goodness.
When this goes and she's like, oh my God, almost like a Wizard of Oz, she's swirling around and boom, she wakes up right where she was.
Whoa.
And like, okay. And you don't even get like the whole play of, oh man, what a crazy dream. Or
what the heck?
It's like so real quick. She's like, oh no, like right away. My console's gone. Where's my chocolate? Hey, where's the cat? I like at first. The cat is just in like, I don't even know what. I thought that was like a fax machine or something up there where it's trying to get away.
The wall-mounted fax machine.
What is it? I thought
it was air conditioner.
Is it? I thought then at one point it was like I don't know, the litter box was in the air. I actually thought it was some sort of machinery that the cat, little did we know, the cat just hates her and just wants to offer himself anyway. But no, he's up on the air conditioner.
Now, I do like the way that, I didn't know if this Rory magic, not Rory Dragon, I wish it was Rory Dragon, but Rory magic teddy bear business. I thought they were just going to like gilly magic even the concept of video games or chocolate. Obviously, the cat's still there. Hanging
like
on the
she
fax
says,
machine.
like, hey, Dad, where's my video game?
What
game?
Like,
what is that?
They have taken away the console and the games, but they kept the controllers because they're tricky to come by. You don't want to lose them.
I actually thought it was just to taunt her and piss her off. She's like, there's probably the wrappers of the chocolate.
Oh,
she's licking and sniffing the wrappers. Oh my goodness gracious! Also, probably just the worst litter boxes left behind too. A bunch of crap, and it's like, oh my God, my cat. But I like the play here. The cat won't look at her. All she wants to see is its face. It won't look. So what's going to happen here? Even then, the parents are a distraction. You need to set this up. It might have been better played out if they said something. And what should I do with the parents? But the dad comes home in like a trance. You can tell. But again, at this point, we haven't had enough of this book that I don't know if this is for him.
This could just be normal post office talk.
Or just the bad writing. I don't know. Because I do like this, but comes in, honey, the wife thing. Well, I just got a transfer to America. Let's go. Let's pack. I will tell you, too, when she ends up getting upset, oh, my God, how could they pack in 2 days? I'm like, 2 days? That's a long time.
No problem.
But they're going to go off. Oh, my God, my mom and dad are moving to America, but Yeah, how long are you going to be? Can I come? You can't come. We'll be years.
School shenanigans. You got to do that. They don't have schools in America, Jeez.
And I was waiting for, well, you can't go to America when you're just about to go for the basketball championship.
I mean, come on now. Jeez.
Yeah, you end up, though, where she starts to realize, oh, no, this is just like those shoujo mangas that anybody, this is straight out of it. And the parents are, and the funny play is, that's really well done, actually, because it does happen in almost all. The parents have to get out of the way because you can't have somebody messing up your romance.
Yeah.
So they're gone, but they just leave.
And we're taking the cat with us.
Yeah, they're taking the cat. It's not even their cat, I don't think. Also, I wanted to have it where she's like, all right, well, at least I have the TV. Turn on. This just in. Plane with post worker crashes into ocean. Nobody, including the
missing cat not found. Oh,
the cat's there. You see it drowning. Oh, my God. But she's like, no, I love where this is the play. Mom and Dad, you're leaving for America for 5 years?
Whoa.
Yes. Oh, man, what am I going to do? Oh, by the way, we're taking the cat. No! She starts crying. No, let me just see his face one more time. And she's mad at this point. And now she's got to go check things out. It doesn't move quick enough.
Yeah, at least once we get the idea going, we don't hang about the place. We go lickety split.
So she goes to, the convenience mart or whatever to buy chocolate. It's all out. She's like, I guess.
No more chocolate. Imagine, if you be running a successful chocolate business and out of nowhere, you didn't even see it coming.
Willy Wonka is screwed.
Yeah, this magic fairy bear just ended your career.
Or is it that it's just always going to sell out? So now you're really going, I want her to just go and like, what? Guess it's time to take up smoking. She just starts smoking. Like, hey, it's not my fault.
I'm addicted to chocolate no more. Now I'm addicted to cocaine.
Yeah, really. She's like, really, at that one point when she's walking around, I think there might be swirling cocaine there. Or at least something. She's like, oh my God, I have coca withdrawal. It means the cocaine. I like where she's like, oh my God, I'm going to get out of here. Let me see my cat. She goes back home. The cat won't even look at me. Oh my God. And I don't have everything going down with the idea where she really doesn't care that much about her parents leaving. No, but she's like, what am I going to do? And then, you end up where she really must like the Devil May Cry and also the Metal Gear Solid. She keeps seeing them at one point, Dante and Snake, but they Smoke and Dandy. I'm like, really? Dandy? Smoke and Dandy. Wasn't that 80s TV show with those two lady cops?
Oh,
you end up where she's like, oh my God, what's going to go on? And she's all upset. She's in a tizzy. She's mad. She wants to fight back. Even at one point, she says, you know what? I'm going to go and I'm going to not like the dudes. You can send these dudes. I'm going to end up, and then it'll be a failure and they'll shut down the program. Oh no, I just ran into the hottest dude I've ever seen, right? And I thought that what the play would have been here would have been funnier. I don't know, whatever it is, but you already have, Snake and Dante. I guess you wouldn't want to date them, but I wish that you had somebody like Cloud. I don't know who this,
Cloud's at the bottom.
I know. I'm saying you have him there. I'm just saying I wish that the guy she ran into might actually end up like they're really going to push it to the idea we'll get these dudes that look like these
straight
guys
out of the video,
but they just look like the classic. Just oh my God, they look like straight out of BTS is what they look like. You know what I'm talking about? Oh my, Jin. But you end up where she runs in the sky and the sparkles start going. She's trying to fight him off, but she broke the guy's phone.
Oopsies.
I'd be so pissed, but he's such a gem. Or is he? Also, I have to, tell you that I don't know why anybody's going to ever go near this girl. She literally punches herself in the face.
Right,
to the point, really, really
she
destroys
she puts her back into that punch. Oh,
she does. Then afterwards, I love it as she's like, "Money, thanks." She can't even talk. Her nose is broken. She's missing a tooth.
Let me call the ambulance. Oh no, wait, my phone's broken. Oh jeez,
but not for me. Oh my God, you end up where? Oh geez, I broke your phone. Don't worry about it. It was me not paying attention as well.
Oopsies.
Oh my God, he's so sexy, this guy. Oh, and then she gets nuts. You're so generous. Oh my God. And then sprints like Usain Bolt the heck out of there. because she can't end up liking the guys because then
way.
they'd win. In that too, I wish that you had a play where she was real nervous around guys too, and maybe you can have some feels. Maybe we get that later, but I wish there was more layers to this.
Yeah,
I wish there was a little bit more depth. And yeah, we'll find out that indeed, Magic Fairy Riri doesn't realize that she is really bad social anxiety. We just end up really starting it off. Hey, listen, she likes the video games, she likes the chocolate, and she likes her cat. That's it. It should have been a little more than that, and that would have been a kind of a neat little
foundation
layer.
Of sand.
Because then once she ends up, if she's going to fall in love with this guy or anybody else, she's going to have to get past that as well, and maybe broaden her life.
Maybe.
I would guess at some point you're going to have a deal where she's going to be able to go back to the heroin. I mean, video games.
Yeah,
and
sure.
she's not. Oh, I like the outdoor.
I don't even like chocolate anymore.
Yeah, really.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, really, she needs to exercise a little more. She runs off and then she has to stop and hold on to a railing.
I could have just been around the corner. Oh, jeez.
Oh, really? And then she goes and her parents are like, yep, we're leaving now.
Adios.
Here's the thing. She's like, you packed in 2 days, you're going to leave? If my parents, I didn't like my parents, right? If they were leaving, I'd at least at one point say, okay, when's your flight? When are you leaving? Yeah. What's going on here?
Mom.
Do I have a number I can call? Are you going to give me a credit card? I don't know. Because if you don't, I'm calling the authorities. You're leaving me here by myself. I'm no Kevin McAllister. I can't get out of my own way.
No.
But they say we're off. Now the dad also, I think the dad's look, in my mind, changed his look. Now he looks like Eugene Levy. And he also just really getting into it has the I Love New York shirt.
He's dressed to
Do you think that the I Love New York shirt the fairy ended up putting there, or did he go out and buy it? You're going to live in America. You're not visiting the Statue of Liberty. Do you think that is
standard issue postal uniform? I don't know.
No, even it was funny too when he comes back and he says, "Oh, get this, people, family, I'm transferred to America." You end up having Anzu yell, "But you're a postal." I didn't understand what that meant. But you're a postal worker. Yeah, I am. I'm going to America.
The post is worldwide.
Exactly.
Baby.
I don't know if you know this, Anzu, but they do have letters at the deal.
Post now.
And by the way, really nowadays, nobody writes the snail mail. What you need to get and what really drives it are things where people aren't paying their bills and stuff. And in America, they're all lowlifes. Nobody pays their bills. I'm going there. Oh, my goodness.
We're going to show them the crazy invention, the wall-mounted fax machine. The kitties love it.
The kitten infused wall fax machine that is a
game changer.
9 feet up. Oh, it would have been great. Or maybe I thought it was a paper shredder. That would have been a little more
that works too.
Crazy, right? It would have killed the cat. Oh, my God, they're going overseas for years. She starts pounding onto the ground.
Oh, no.
And then again, like she does, she ends up getting pissed. And then, poof, Magic Fairy Riri comes on. Uh-oh. And I'd love to, I have to see this deal. I need to hear the voice for this thing. Because it's like
it's going to be that
It's going to be like Pikachu. It's going to be Pikachu. Hey there, what's going on? I want it to be like Towley. Hey there. like real annoying. She tries to swat it with, I guess, her shoe.
That's pretty good, right in the face.
Well, she's really with that, though. She's pretty tough. She already punched herself. Now she gets him. He has the footprint right there. He's got stars going around, but the wrong ones. And says, "Oh my God, we knew you had anti-heroin potential, but we're going to get through it." And oh my God. So all of this, and I like the "shut up" that she says, but it's pointless. You can't escape. She's already thought to herself, "Hey, I'm going to screw this up." And he says again, "Listen, I need to get paid, lady. I need the money. Well, I need my paycheck." I'm like, really? That's what we're playing here? But she goes off. Again, I'm telling you, I like it a little more than what I'm, going on with this because we're just poking fun at it. But overall, I think that I still like this Anzu and want to see what happens. But she goes off and we run into the same guy again. This guy that she ran into and broke the phone. She seems to know right away that he goes to their school. Maybe it's a surprise here, but...
Well, they are wearing the school uniforms,
But even then, I'm like, well, you didn't recognize them that much before. But as they're walking, you end up... This might be the funniest part. Where you have Magic Fairy Riri's like, okay, we got to get something going on. Again, shoujo. And one of the big things would be to trip in front of a guy.
Let's kneecap her.
So he kneecaps her and goes, see, I told you not to mess with my magic. She goes, that wasn't magic. You hit my knee. You Nancy Kerrigan me, you jerk.
No.
And then she looks up and there's that guy.
Ooh.
Dreamy dude. But he looks the other way.
Oh.
Or does he? But yeah. Oh, my God, the hot guy. Now we find out in this that all of the hot guys or gals like this guy. Like,
oh, my goodness.
This guy has everybody. And I'm thinking, is he in the game as well? Does he have a fairy? Because
where's his chocolate?
Because they are kind of throwing themselves at it. The one girl comes up, I wrote a letter to you. It's a confession. We get our favorite confession. Then this other gossip girl comes up, writing a letter. That's so like yesterday. Really, should start yelling. Oh man, what do you think? There's somebody who'd be in the post office. They're all losers. You end up having Anju. Oh my dad, he just moved. No, too soon.
Oh no.
And she's like, oh my God. And she's like in this when this girl pops up and says that Sukasa is the guy's name. I think his last name's Mikasa. You end up where she's like the cutesy girl here. Like you would think, okay, this is going to go. And no, he's aloof.
He says no, and he walks away.
I'm not interested.
Bad boy.
Right? So, yeah, he is bad boy of the school. He walks away. And in that, you have Anju in the back, like, following. Man, that guy's a jerk. Man, he thinks he's too pretty for his own good. I don't like him. He's a jerk. She's getting so mad about it. And then as she overhears this, cute girl goes, hey, I Sukasa, I tried to, call you and you didn't answer. My phone got broken. I wanted him to say, some bee broke my phone. And she still gets mad. I told him I'd pay for it. And then starts to backtrack even then. But it would have taken a little, what is she going to pay with it? Maybe last so much of that.
But I wouldn't like paying for it.
And she's like, it'd take a while. So really, would you have gotten him a new phone or one of those? I'll pay for it when I have the money. He's like, listen,
money.
Yeah, really. What am I going to be 40 when I get my next phone? I can't wait, girl. But and really, that phone is probably going to break the next day anyway because it's blowing up. This guy's getting all the calls. That guy. I like the idea. Now, here we go. You end up, just to explain this, you end up having this girl, right? Hey there, Sukasa, I tried to call you and text you. You never answered. Oh, I don't have a phone. My phone broke. Woe is me. What? Your phone's broke. Did you do the insurance on it? Nope, I was too cheap. Ha, ha, ha. Then you end up having Anju. Damn it, I told him I'd pay for it. Why did he say no? The end. The chapter ends. What happened? That's it. It doesn't even say anything.
What insurance plan he had.
He's walking away. She's like, oh my God, I told you. In her mind, she's not yelling it, but she's walking by. I told him I would get him a new phone. It would take me a while, but boom, end.
Great.
I mean, this thing falls off a cliff more than anything.
I straight up thought that, because, sometimes when you download it and it's missing pages, I thought something was gone.
Oh my God.
Missing.
I'm reading this. I hit there. I'm on the Manga Plus. So I'm like, all right, I'll pay for a second. What? There's an ad for a chainsaw and something called Sem Rush that I could try free. Oh. What the heck happened? I don't know. Maybe I'll click on that. It was such a abrupt ending. Oh my God.
We've had cold opens. This is a cold finish. What the heck?
It wasn't a hot finish. And I think that ended up, and going through it again, we're really making fun of it a lot and poking fun. I don't mind it. I know when I first ended that, I thought what the F? What just happened? It really threw me off. You stopped remembering anything that you might have liked or didn't like while you're reading because you're just confused. I ended up because I was reading Manga Plus. I went over to the Shonen Jump just to see the end of the. I'm like, that's it. That's how it ends. It's almost and again, me and you haven't read the second chapter, right?
Well, I'll tell you, you're not compelled to after this.
But maybe if we did, maybe it's a weird play. Maybe we'll find out that it was the regular sized First Deal and they cut it in half. Because that feels like it was right down the middle.
Yeah. This feels like a preview, and it's just ended very abruptly. But it's the full chapter. I don't get it.
Here's the thing. One of the big things that we complain about and certain things is that they take too long to get going. But there's that weird play because people might say, well, you're always saying, because this really rushes you forward.
Oh, yeah. Once we get the ball rolling, we don't stop.
The problem is that we don't say that about a manga until, say, the third chapter, maybe. The first chapter, we're here for the characters and the situation of the world. You do set that up, but I still, it's weird. Like you said, there's these little like side things that I keep thinking about, like the chocolate stuff that pulled me out because being in the real world, that seems to
so
make
bizarre.
It wacky.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because then you're
the rules are so simple that it feels like it should be a video game. Like, it feels like we should be in another world. For all this to be happening and it's just everyday normal stuff, that's very odd.
If it was like one of those dating sims and she's like, I don't play those. Like, you could even have the fun. Like I said that the way this played out, it might have been cool if she was a manga fan and went with the shoujo. I actually now think she shouldn't know much. It should be more of a fish out of water. Her doing things like, why is my mom and dad just like, that's weird. They're leaving right now. And
obviously the reader's going to know the tropes.
And that would be the fun thing.
When she's pointed out as well, that doesn't make it any better when that's just what's happening.
Yeah.
You know?
And again, I'm thinking in my head of the things like, then because of what this is and that fairy, obviously the fairy wants her to meet a dude, have a kid, whatever, but she could start figuring out, okay, this is a shoujo type thing. I don't know much about that, but if she can learn about it, maybe that's the way to get out. If I can go with the rules, go with whatever, and then kind of get settled, I don't know. But you don't have that feel like she has to learn anything. She's just fighting back against things, and that isn't as cool.
No.
You know what I mean? I like things where you end up, like an isekai, as we say, where somebody ends up and they have to figure out the rules. Yeah, sometimes it's just a slime figuring out how to propel itself with water, squirting out its anus.
Great.
But you still have that, right? And you don't really have that yet. And if you even do, and I just want to know why and how. And just as another aside, Magic Fairy Riri, that could be a fun character. But it's a weird play to have him pop in and then leave. I wish that this would have been, well, I'm assigned to you. And there's the relationship, because at points it's just Anzu's just by herself. And that's not that interesting. She's already repeating things. She's already
she's got nothing to play off, it gets stale quick.
And so if you would have had this magic fairy who him himself might get to the point which we love, I thought I was teaching you, but you were teaching me. We might find out, like, why are you so into this paycheck? What do you need the money for? And then we might even find out more about Magic
what's
Land
Magic Japan like anyway?
Exactly. And so maybe you do get
goofy?
that. Yeah, really. Maybe you do get that later, but I think that there's some missteps here because with just her, she doesn't really have anybody to go off except narration and thought bubbles. And it is really just the same thing. And she's so against all this, you never really get a chance to learn like more about her or actually get behind her or like her, because in it, we're reading it. Do you have any sort of stake in the game of, oh man, how dare they end up making her running the hot dudes? Like, you're not sitting there like, man, I'd be pissed too, or I'd be happy, or I'd be this. It's just kind of happening. So you need something else. You need something else to be entertaining. I'll give you in a sus way. That's like Ryuk in Death Note. Oh. You kind of need him there because he's there as almost like the point of view of the reader, but as a devil and having, oh my God, the devil thinks that this guy lights sus. You get that play. Here it's just pop in and out, but when you end up having him pop in and trip her, I'm like, ooh, this could have been good. Like, this could have been a really fun thing.
There's potential for shenanigans, though, but like it just keeps on dropping off.
Even just imagine then, she's like, oh, and they even say, well, if I talk to you, aren't people going to end up getting upset? And you even get rid of that very easily by saying, oh, no, there's an illusion. Like, I'm telling you, the minute that this guy, Riri, and they're like, hey, we want to introduce the new student from America. And it's just him looking like that, but he's like, hey, guys, and everybody like that's where fun can happen.
That's
Then he becomes best friends with the hot dude. Ooh. Oh, it'd be the best. But we're not going to get that. I don't know why I'm going on and on about that because we're not going to get it. But
big dreams.
Overall, what would you give it?
Yeah, I'm not too crazy about this one, Jim. I'm negative Nancy. And usually, like, this would be a total Luke and Jim joint. That's why I thought when I heard Shoujo on the Jump app, I was like, oh, let's give this a go. But there was a couple of rumblings that it wasn't so funky.
Yeah,
and,
I saw them too.
Oh, it's not so funky at all. Can you imagine? I want to see how that anime, like how that handles.
I'm gonna have to check it out. I gotta check it out.
Oh, I told him I'd pay for the phone. Roll credits. I'm like, what the heck?
It's like The Sopranos, right to black.
Jeez Louise.
Oh my God, I think she died.
Yeah, so as we were saying, Foundation of Sand, not very well. Yeah, Anzu is the most compelling thing about this book, but even so, I feel like we barely know. What do we know about her apart from the fact that she loves her video games, her chocolate, and her kitty? We don't know much. And yeah, there's like you said, there's some potential going on with Riri, the weird magic imp. But there's not enough in this first chapter at all. Like, you set up the stakes, and they are pretty big stakes. No more chocolate in the whole wide world.
But that's the other thing. It's not even like he says, listen, you give us 3 babies, you get your chocolate back.
Boom. Or like, when you're 6 months pregnant, we'll let you play an iPhone game. You know that?
That's when she might crave chocolate. Like, listen, go bang some dudes and you get your video games back. But what is it? What really is in it for her? Like, overall? Because then the best is it just flashed forward to then where she's like, finally, I had these 3 kids. Where are my stuff? She has no time now. Now she doesn't have time for the chocolate, the cat, and the deal. I don't know. It's just a weird play
and
overall.
I don't know what the audience, who is this for? Because it's on the show, the Jump app. It is a shoujo manga, but it's not really a shoujo manga. And it's very odd. If you're a shoujo fan, I don't think you'd enjoy this. If you're a shonen fan, I don't think you'd enjoy this. I'm a fan of both, and I did enjoy this. So I just think it's very confusing, and has a whack ending, and I will not be continuing to read chapter 2. I'll tell you that much. I'm
looking at the comment, and really 90% of these comments are saying, I didn't like this, but then I watched all the anime, and I'm back, and it's my favorite thing.
I think, the anime might be
maybe it's the anime. Maybe that's the deal. The one also says, oh my God, I watched the anime, didn't think that it would end with that dark twist. Like, really?
She can't afford to pay for the phone. Oh, no.
It's all in her mind.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my God. That ends up like she's a guy. I don't know what the twist
She's in a coma, and Magic Rory Imp is the doctor. Oh, jeez. We just want you to wake up, smell the chocolate.
Inappropriate touching is going on, right? Is that the dark? I'm going to edit all that out. But
please,
what would be your score?
Yeah, very low. I'm hitting it with a flat 6.5.
Holy you're
not
under
impressed.
A 7?
Under a 7.
Seriously,
not
under
impressed.
A 7 for you on a score is basically sending a manga to the Tokyo Underworld.
Atrocious.
That's all it is. I mean, they're
diabolical.
Down there.
Very bad.
I am 6.5. You are. I'm a 7.5. I said that. I'm not that high up there, but I actually wouldn't mind. I end up where I don't know. Maybe when I'm reading it, at first I thought, in my mind, it's clicking in the idea, well, this looks like a webtoon, so I'm not expecting much. And so when you read it, I ended up like, yeah, it's kind of like a webtoon. It's kind of like them webcomics. Let's go. I kind of wanted to see at least what happens. I don't know. The way that ended was so abrupt, but I want to get to a point where I kind of see it going on all the gears. To see if it does have something.
But there's no layers here.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. You have to start doing some things that second chapter to get it to mesh and then go forward.
This got 4 volumes. There has to be something there.
Yeah, it's funny because, again, and I'm just in the same boat. I'm not making fun of these people, but some people are like, man, this is going to get axed. U19. And I wouldn't know either. It's already come and gone. It's already done. And there's an anime, so I'm going to check out it. Well, actually, when we're done, I'll hit the deal and I'll load it up so we get to at least hear one of the voices or so. I want to hear the fairy.
I don't want to. Yeah, that creepy bear voice is going to throw it off.
Yeah, it's going to screw us. But overall, I don't know. It's nothing that's going to be on the weekly show, I guess. Is what I'm saying. Plus, we said it's a weird schedule. You have 9 chapters out now on the Shonen Jump app, and then you only have 1 and a 2-week delay to get to the next
and they
deal
seem like
of the
they're
next
pushing
one.
this big time, which I maybe because they've got the anime right around the corner or dropping now, I suppose. But before this hit, when the volume was coming out, they were pushing it huge, and I don't think it went as well as they thought it did. I don't know.
I mean, what are they going to do next? Put some manga on about a bunch of guys with the flower arrangements? I mean, seriously.
Crazy. Who would read that?
Actually, every time I see the cover of that, I want to catch up with that.
I love it. Bad Boy Flowers.
If I end up catching up, we'll put that on the regular show. Because I do want to catch up on it.
Oh, you'll love it, Jim. There's a guy who dresses up as a girl so you can get even more confused.
Yeah, well, then I'll think that, yeah, really. I never know. Finally, I'll be right somehow.
Oh, no.
But yeah, with all of that, though, thanks everybody for listening. Go over to the Twitter at Weird Manga and follow us. We'll follow you back. And then please go and check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Weird Science Manga, where we have early access to all of our reading clubs and our Manga Monday show, 8 episodes of our Manga Monday show. And also check out all the links in the show notes that also include our very weekly manga review show that comes out each week on Wednesday. Very late sometimes because of Luke Hollywood with this, not itchy sending finger. It's non-itchy trigger finger. And yeah, maybe we'll end up having some of these books. Maybe. I don't think this one, though. I think that Luke Hollywood is done, but we'll have some others. Yeah. So everybody, thanks a lot. Thanks, Luke. And we'll talk to you all next week.